Meow, 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 meow. Yep, that's what I'm gonna say. Ah, poopy. That's a lot of stuff. Start off with it. Wait a minute. Oh, don't do this to me. No, I gotta restart the stream. Fuck. I gotta skip frames due to encoding lag. That's a big number. Wait, it was. It's steadying up. Man, I don't know if I want to start off like that. It's getting better. Strange. Anyway, I guess I keep going with the stream then. If I'm gonna keep an eye on that. If that shoots up, then yeah. Uh, okay, so it hasn't skipped any for a little while. All right, cool. I guess I'm fine then. We'll put those away. We'll check any rescues. No rescues. Okay, cool. Well, I should put some music on, shouldn't I? Bleh. Do I care what music? I'm not like monetized. I hate receiving that spam about um your video is copyright infringe stuff. Shit. Um, I'll find some lo-fi and Friday. By the way, there's a bonus. So if I have the flu today, um, so I'm dealing with that. Yeah. Explore. Is that 85? Nice. I've got a fair collection of 85s. Bam. I think it's like 12 or something, isn't it? Per. So 60. So 12 times 4 is 50. So I think, wait, yeah, something like that. I think I need the whole 5 lines. Um, yeah. Yeah. I need like 5 lines. I might open some Val Temple maps. Just for the shits and the giggles. Not Val Temple, the unique one. Yeah, that one. Instant reward. I should probably start running the disenchanter, and then I'll continue clearing out the map devices. So let's run the disenchanter. Get a step closer. All right. Ooh, 85, nice. Explore. Poopy. This, no. Eh, also Siri, that's the one. I've got like 40 of them, I think. Maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. I want to open all of them. Ooh. Panda. My Veg. Bro, I'm gonna have so many. 22. That's not bad. I hope when I cough it's not like hella loud, but I can't help it. Ooh, divine. What that? Cold damage. Is there a cold attack build? I guess there kind of is. Yes, strength. I guess that's not so bad for I mean, that's not absolutely horrible for what do you call it? Cold conversion bow build or something. I don't know. More ice shot or whatever the heck. There. That could be crafted because of open prefix. It could be crafted with the mana cost reduction. So that's fairly decent for ice shot. I'll put it up for 2D. I don't know. Maybe never sells. But if it does, ooh, Val report. Cremation. Auto eggs. Whoa. Wait. No. I should probably buy like a ton of Val scouting reports and start running some Val temples. Get some double corrupted uniques. Because that's a thing that happens inside Val temple. But singular. That psychotic giggle unnerves me every time. A1. Yes. Oops. Nah, bad. Why is my keyboard falling apart? Okay. I can smell energy drink. But not like the one I'm drinking. Oh no, it's happening. So I've got the flu, or at least it feels like the flu. But I suspect it may also be COVID. Um, there's a guy at work that took a week off because of COVID, and he mentioned that it's felt like flu for him at the beginning, and I know that it messes with your sense of smell, so things are a bit weird. So, yeah. I'm not a cutter off him, but well, I'm not gonna blame him or judge him or anything. Shit happens. Um, more maps. Wait a minute. Yeah. Probably give it to him. Those are all empty. That's Vex's set. Okay, cool. Hey Bob, I see you in chat. How you doing, bro? Yeah, lurking. 33, not bad. Yeah. In there, and then there, and then take one. I want to do the fortresses. Yep. Was it done? No. Harbindinger. Okay. Much life, impale, initiated, blah blah. AOE. Okay. Harbindinger. Hold on a month. So I did something here in order to get more points towards Beyond. I dropped some scarab nodes. For a scarab farming tree, that's bad, bro. But I wanted more merge radius and stuff because I saw it recommended. But I don't think it's worth dropping like a bunch of like 20% scarab drop nodes. You know, that's a lot of scarab drop nodes. You know what? I'm gonna undo my after consideration. Undo my mistake there with the Beyond. Beyond does drop a lot, make a lot of rares, but I don't think it's worth it that much. You know, that's quite a lot of points just for decent merge radius. I just don't think it's worth it. I'm like better off with anything else, like a boss harbinger per map or something like that. You know. So let's eat about lots and lots of unmakings. And I've got 200 of them too. Excellent. Alright, cool. So that's 200. Yep, beautiful. So this is the one where we just like drop all that. And these are a waste too. So drop that. Be fun. That. And then that. I'm just no more Beyond. Just fuck Beyond. Forget about it. It's not even a. It's horrible. It's bad. No good. I'm just gonna fill these in, and then whatever the hell is left over, if there is anything left over, then I'll consider other stuff. Yeah, because I think it's probably most important for scarab farming tree to have all the scarab drop nodes. All the ones that matter. Like, there's not that many uniques, so that's kind of pointless. You don't farm scarabs off the boss, so that's kind of pointless. But I think putting another Harbinger is one, two, three, and then I'll have 4 points, which will be enough for boss Harbinger. And then 3% quant maybe doesn't matter too much. That would be nice though, but dang. Wait, did I have any of those stupid points allocated somewhere? No? Yeah, I did. I had one more stupid point allocated. Yeah, okay. I'll do that. Yeah. So I'm putting Harbinger on the map device, and this will give me another Harbinger. And then I will have a... is Boss Harbinger better than having the Harbingers be faster? Because this speeds up the Harbingers. Like, significantly. And then maybe 3 points, and then that. I could drop that. And then 2 more points. The blocks, nah, these blocks are good because those are shit. Shit scarabs. Better get rid of them. I could 6% less scarabs to pick up Boss Harbinger. I don't know if that's really smart. Ritual. What? I'm not running ritual. Why did I have that point? I'm sure there's something else I messed up. No, it's just 1 point short. Alright, so 1 point will be dropped out of the scarab drop now. Alright, fine. Boss Harbingers would be nice. Yeah, I think that's fairly smart-ish. Harbinger. So now I got 3 plus extra chance for more and blah 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 and all the Harbingers, all except for 1 scarab upload. And if we go, there, yeah, wait, let me see. I don't think it stacks, but I just want to see. Oh, there's no... Alright, well, fine. Doesn't actually tell you. Oh, there we go, that's better. Yeah, that's good. I like it. And the Boss Harbinger, nice. Should be a bunch of rares from it. I need to move my keyboard a little bit. Oh, there we go. I mean, there was rares in those. Nah, not scarabs. Oh, what a waste. Ah, no, it's the ads. Mm. I forgot to put a Deli Orb on the map. Ow. I was serious. Another. Bro, I did so many T17s and didn't find any, of those special amulets. And then I found like 4 the last couple days. Yeah, that's so much better, bro. That point that reduces cooldown of Harbinger abilities makes them spawn a lot of, makes them spawn the monsters faster, and it's just the whole thing takes like a lot faster, 60% faster. Wait, what? Is that rare? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna bother with that. Ooh, containment. Profit. If I stop it there, before the rares get converted to a unique, I get more scarabs. Supposedly. Hey, Bob. How you doing? How's your son doing? I'm doing well. Well. I mean, I think I don't want to be like crying wolf and stuff, but I think I've got COVID. Um, yeah. Because what's his name? One of the guys at work just got over it. Just you know, and then next thing I know, I'm getting sick. So I think I picked it up from him, but um, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. It feels like flu, but other than the coughing, it's not horrible. Nothing bad yet. Just coughing a lot of phlegm, a lot of yeah. Just feels like a normal flu. Nothing crazy. Oh, I keep doing this. Portal scroll right there. All right. Price 15 chaos. I need that. I need that. Not a good roll. Still a 1-2 divine item. I should probably. Hey, Jordy. Going great. It's a lot of currency. It's very easy to do. Yeah, great. I think this is definitely something you should do on standard. On standard, look, the reason why this is so good is because scarabs are still worth something, but on standard they're worth a lot more. So if you do this on standard, you'll be earning twice as much as me. So things like containment scarabs and like the wisp scarabs and risk scarabs, they're worth a lot more on standard. I can't wait to do this when the league ends. I'll be able to do this on standard with the quantity legacy tornado shot build I want to make. The armor stacker, nice. Yeah, this is like maybe 20 something divine per hour, 25 maybe. But at the same time, like if I was on standard, some things are worth so much more that this would be worth like 75 divine per hour. If you have quantity gear, it can be worth over 100 divine per hour. That's what I wanna push for, the quantity gear. Actually, if you do it on your super strong armor stacker, if you increase the kill speed and run a super strict filter, you could probably go over 100 divine per hour. You could probably you don't need the quant. If you kill faster, that's another way to get more get more items. So if you're not taking 2 shots, if you're doing 1 shot, you're running it twice as fast, so therefore double the profit per hour. I'm gonna need the tornado shot to not die as well, but you're never gonna die, so you can run like much faster, much tankier mods, and you'll be super fast. you might be you might be the same profit per hour as like a quantity build because you can just kill much faster, much more loot. Yeah, so you should be able to kill much faster than me. So you're like I'm taking about 6 minutes per fortress and about 7 to 8 minutes per sanctuary. You might be able to do that in like half the time. So even without quantity, you should be close to 100 divine. I mean, you can make that go higher, but I think for starters, um, you don't really need it. But you can go much higher. It's all relative, you know. Like you don't need. Well, exactly. Like just because you can. Oh, I should give you. I should give you a POV. Um, from my friend who's doing the chieftain armor stack. Are you doing chieftain or scion right now? Fireball, eh? Okay, fine. Hey Bob, are you doing chieftain or scion right now on the armor stacker? My Atlas. Uh, no. Yeah. There you are. I messaged you on Discord. Private message in Discord. Fireball. I'm on the vine. Not just gonna disenchant. Monsters have this and that. Here we go. Oh, you probably want to know these things. Um, you don't have to do Ether Altar, but whatever. You can do the Fire one with whatever is easier for your build. I do the Ether because the build is already sort of made around it. But whatever your build can do, you don't even have to do the altars. I'm not getting that much value out of the altars actually. Um, Even though I've got the increased effect, it's still not like that amazing. Sweet. Oh, fuck. Mm. Sorry, there's gonna be a lot of coughing because flu or COVID, I don't know. You gotta soldier on. Bum, 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 bum. I think there's definitely other things you can do which are um very high profit as well, but this is just consistent. It's just consistent. It's not. I mean, it kind of yeah. There's super expensive scarabs which are I guess considered jackpot farm, but average is like 2D per map. Maybe more. You know. Yeah, I'd say more than that. Depends on the fragments you get and all that stuff and the drops. Also, you might want to put chaos orbs back on the loot filter. I'm not running chaos orbs on the loot filter because I don't want to slow down too much. Um, but I don't know. It really depends on yourself if you like picking up chaos and stuff. $75. Fuck, I need more lightning rods. 25. Yep. No, 15. I need 15 more lightning resist. Look. That's already cold. Oh, I have to get a double lightning with the. Wait, what? 17. Oh, I gotta get a lightning with the lightning and the thing. Fuck. Um. Why is it now that I have too much cold by 17? Fudge. Um, I I want to do a dual res, all res plus um cold and lightning. And what the other things don't really matter, I suppose. Okay. Um, there's so many results. Anything with lightning damage, intelligence, or energy shield prefix. Energy shield, I guess, is a. Ooh. Um, global fizz. That's not bad. Oh, it's not standard. Oops. What's the bubble? Hang on. That looks. Wait, are one of these abyss jewels? Otherwise, it has to be an abyss jewel. Cobalt. Oh no, I don't think I have an actual abyss jewel. Oh, so it has to be an abyss jewel. Yeah, oh, crap, it has to be an abyss jewel. Um, only 3 results. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to divine this jewel. It's gonna be kind of weird, but whatever. Bruh. Teleport me. Pretty please. Come on. Move. I'm gonna have to divine that jewel. But it looks like pretty decent. Um, Divining a fucking jewel. Great. I want 10 and 12 on the bottom. I don't care about the ES as much. Bro, come on. 9 and 12. Is that enough? $85. It would be nicer if I had one more. Of the old res. How many divines do I want to slap at this? Oh well. I think it's worth it because I'm so close. Come on, 10 and 12. Yes. Oh, it's a max roll on the energy shield too. Oh, cool. That works. Okay, beauty. Yep. If I really wanted to, I could go back and get one of these jewels, whichever one was changed. That one. I don't think I'll find better though. Yeah, fuck it. That's good enough. That was like 15 to find on that jewel. Uh, 450, 48. Quality. La. No. Um, I have so much garbage, bro. Okay. Seems okay. Player double reflect, nice. Build can run double reflect, no problem. Do I have the yes and I don't want to get chains done, but also What a layout. Goes back on. Eh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, doubling. Bubbling. Bum, 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 bum. Bro, just move on. Next phase, please. Thank you. What's that? Why is that so shiny? Okay. I'm probably gonna get disappointed. Really? 50 cows? Wow. I guess those are the ones people crossed into, like 12 divine jewels and stuff. Ooh. So these bases are 80 gas, I guess. Sure, maybe it sells. I don't know. Here, that goes in there. Wait, did I just see tier 1 Maxwell fractured? I don't know. Is that a good base? Arcane investment? Um, what if it's fractured? What do we know about that? Definitely not that. Sure. It's a max roll, so maybe it's good. I don't know. Do not know. And what's the roll on that? 37 all. Next, we have double extra cold lightning with not a lot. Here's what this thing is doing. So today, 829, 827, 29. So I'd like 2k chaos. How long? An hour. 2000 chaos per hour. Have I been just playing or fucking around? So let's do that calculation as my average fucking around. So like 2000 chaos per hour divided by 60 minutes. Wait. No, it's just 2000 chaos divided by, I think it's 185. 171. Oh, wow. Yeah. 11D per hour. With some price fixing involved, that probably double. PoE Ninja is not a very reliable source of information anymore. So price fixed. Oh, ow. Yeah. Welcome back, clean sir. Do you smell lovely? Showering is like my favorite thing to do next to sleeping and coffee. Coffee, showering, sleeping. That's a ideal life. Whoa, Squire! What the fuck? Bro, those are not expensive anymore. Where's my mirror? Bro, I've done so many maps. I should have a mirror by now. Just logically speaking, with the amount of maps I've done and with the amount of monsters I've killed and all that shit, I should have had a mirror drop. I feel cheated. I've had lots of drops that are worth a mirror, but I found 6 mirrors from the league mechanic, but where's my actual mirror? Like, yeah, bro. Like, I did how many maps of the toxic sewer? 51 minute each. Like, I did like a couple hundred maps a night for like for a long time. I found three apothecaries plus I found three more apothecaries of apothecary card. Sorry, wait. I jumbled that up in my brain. I found three mage bloods and three mage bloods worth of apothecaries. So like 6 mage bloods, basically, but no mirror. I found like 20 million juice, yellow juice. I did, bro, so much farming. Square. Does a roll matter? I guess it doesn't. 70. Sure. Does 6d square. Um, this would be fast charges, fizz reduction. Uh, No. Um. Oh well. I paid for 6 portals. Um. Oh, not much left. Um. There was a rare monster that I didn't kill. Divine. Oh, thank you, thank you. Um, I guess this would be a good opportunity to make sure King March is still running with the chanting. Yeah, it's not. Okay. There's always something to do. How far in? That's not too bad. Just getting fortunes. 8, no. Oh. Down 16 to find. Well. Um. I'm gonna have one of these ready tomorrow or the day after. Um. Oh, shaper touched it. Oh, wow. I'm gonna have a drink. Yum. Is people still crafting? Wow. One button trades. That one? Yeah. Let's since the cleanup of the thing, let's reset my API. Or refresh the API, whatever. Just for curiosity, let's have another look inside. Tracker. What can I? Oh, the stupid fucking tracker. I started at 827.5, 831.1. Okay. It's like 3k, just under 3k chaos. I'm being lazy. I don't really want to push myself. Carbon dinger. Bro, that is awesome. Bismuth right at the beginning. That's gonna translate to a lot more scarabs because all the magic monsters are gonna be like juiced. Juiced. And quantity alters, bro. Should be a good map. Ah, I got vomited yellow beams on me. Map conversion, huh? I've started thinking about what is the standard farming strategy I'm gonna run. And I highly suspect it'll be a scarab strategy with the quantity, but I'll try to focus it more around strong boxes, I think. I've got a lot of what do you call them? Rare strongbox scarabs, or just I'm stockpiling box scarabs. Well, other than the ones that are not worth as much. Sweet fudge. I might also decide to just run the risk scarab related mapping. I don't know. Got a lot of risk scarabs stockpiled. I'm taking a massive stockpile of scarabs into standard. Like massive. Where it's gonna be worth a lot more. Because I've been a meta abuser and I believe I can farm a lot more with this build. than any of my standard builds. Um, Andrew, how are you doing? I think it's funny that essentially he's a plagiarist. He's trying to write off the success of his predecessor. It's so bad. The title, yeah, sure, but the salt from that dude was so fucking bad. You know that the reality of the situation is Chris Wilson is a much better innovator of a game than like Ron Ferguson or whatever the fuck his name is. So yeah, Cold Beach. No. How have you been, man? Nice. I've got a day off work because I don't want to be like crying wolf and shit, but I think I've got COVID. It feels like just the flu, but I think I got it off my coworker that just said they got over COVID and they tested positive for it. But it feels like just the flu, so I don't know. There's a lot of coughing and runny nose and shit, but not too bad. The smell is playing up though. I'm smelling weird shit. Well, I've already told him I got a day off, so you know, I mean, I called in sick today, and I got two more. Um, I mean, I've got 2 more days of the weekend, so I'll see how it develops tomorrow and the day after. If it gets really bad on like Sunday, I might go to the doctor. But other than that, I don't think it'll be too bad. It doesn't feel as bad as. It's just a lot of coughing and running nose. It does. It really doesn't feel bad. Um, just a bit annoying. The smell playing up is kind of weird. It's just feeling weird. Like I'm smelling things that I shouldn't really be. That's just kind of weird. Like I can smell peaches. I don't. I mean that's nice. It's lovely. Can't really complain about that. There's no peaches around me, but I can smell them. Like that's a bonus of a plus if I've ever heard of one. Haha. Mm, that could be a possibility. The neighbor just cooking up some pies. I've been grinding, trying to make up for my crazy spending habits. I bought a new helmet, and I've been trying to farm back what I spent on it. Uh, the helmet was only like 260 divine. Ha 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 ha. um, uh, wait, what's that? Oh, Oh, really? T1. Oh, bad roller. Oh, okay. What is on there? Oh, that's not bad. Um, 5D. Uh, um, I haven't honestly. I haven't been keeping up with. I haven't been keeping up with the teasers and all that, so I have no idea. Um, yeah, no idea. I know that attack-based builds are probably gonna be stronger early before you fully scale into like casters and stuff. So I don't know. I'll have to whatever catches my whim at the time. I know one thing for sure. It's gonna be a range build, no melee. I don't know if it's gonna be like a. I don't want to do a caster, I suppose, but the AOE could be a bonus. Um, are they gonna have the full game released, or like just the first few acts kind of thing? Because if it's gonna be like first few acts, then you probably want to do like a bow build or something. You might not have the access to like build enabling stuff for casters, But I don't think most attack based range builds really need anything to be build enabling. It doesn't sound. Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. Containment. Yeah, I'll probably end up making like a glass cannon bow build, I think. For the sake of scaling, I guess. So you're not that limited by like later on things that drop. What's mercenary? Is that like a melee exclusive or if mercenary is a bow build, it could be that could be something to look at. Crossbows, didn't they try to make it so that they attack very slow but they do a lot of damage? That could be all right. Oh, that does sound intriguing. That does sound very intriguing. So you can do like explosive ammo for AoE type clear and stuff. I want something that has really good AoE clear so I can AoE farm. I think that's what I want to do. I know casters are generally really good at that, but casters are usually gated by uniques in the game for like their big power spikes. And if you only have 6 acts, then you probably can be gated quite heavily. Unless they find a workaround for that. I don't know. Maybe they will have a different set of balancing for the beta and a different set of balancing for the final game. So they can be like, well, we know that without these things, these classes are gonna suck. So we're gonna make them super strong instead early. Wait, are they actually? No, they're not including the end game, are they? Like the Atlas. Are they? Holy shit. Well, but that means that you're not really gonna be gated by like late game uniques. If you have the Atlas, then they should have like tons and tons of uniques available for like different and interesting build concepts. So then casters should be fairly uh viable, I guess, competitive. Oh, well, that's kind of good. I like that. They're gonna include the end game. But I'm telling you though, PoE on release, even with limited content, is still gonna have more endgame than Diablo 4, and you know, it's still gonna have a lot more shit to do in it than like the stuff you overpaid for. I can't believe I paid so much for Diablo 4. I feel fucking ripped off. I feel like I paid for a fucking 10-hour avatar. That's what I feel like. Like it was just one big cutscene. I paid for a 10-hour long avatar. I watched it. It was $100, and now I feel like I got ripped off. Oh. Well, I was a huge fan of Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, so it was only natural for me to go into D3 and D4. But I kind of like I got disappointed with D3. I thought it was a nice blast, but it didn't really keep my interest for too long. But then when D4 came out, I just felt ripped off. D2R, honestly, there's nothing I can really give it credit for other than the graphics and the nostalgia. But I can't really give it credit for like being innovative. They didn't even do it themselves. Blizzard didn't make D2R. They outsourced the project. Because if they fucking did it themselves, they probably would have fucked it up. Ah, that's cool. So he can have the same experience he did. That's cool. Yeah, I respect that D2R didn't like make an abomination out of D2. But I think the only reason that it did well is because it wasn't even done by Blizzard. Ah. Yeah, D2R is. I've got nice characters on there, I gotta say, but I don't really feel like playing it anymore. I spent like almost 20 years playing D2. I know way too much about that game. Don't you ever feel like you know way too much about something? Isn't it only just started? The last one was like 3 weeks ago or something. I know way too much about D2 and fuck, bro. I used to. There was a guide for Diablo 1 as well that I printed out, and I would be reading it on my lunch breaks at work and shit. Like what each of the shrines does, and what are the chances, waitings for like all the drops and all that stuff, and like it was just a fun thing to get distracted by. But that was so long ago. But yeah, I did the same fucking thing with Diablo 2 as well. I would um, look up, like, basically my entire break would be consisting of looking up spreadsheets and guides and stuff on YouTube. Way too much attention to detail. I did make a super solid level 18 Zealer that could take on level fucking 80 characters. I'd go to like PvP games and just demolish people with a level 18 paladin. That was fun. You know the amount of fucking attack rating you need to hit level 80s when you're level 18? Fuck, it was crazy. But I did it. Yes, I used two angelic rings and angelic amulet. I also used I forget the name of the mace that's like level 16 or 18 unique. With a S rune, um for the defense penalty stuff. Um yeah. It was hella nice. And I used um Death's gloves and belt for the can't be frozen heaps of attack speed. I also used Saigon helmet and boots because I needed that helmet attack rating. But there is alternatives. It's just the helmet attack rating was fucking huge. Twitch throw was the chest. Everything was socketed with resistance jewels, I think, or runes or whatever. Um, yeah, super strong at level fucking 18. I think I was max block as well. But yeah, that's another story. December 6th, D2R letter. Are you gonna play the new letter? You know they've put in some interesting new rune words that kind of have me curious about playing it again, but also I don't really want to play it again. The new and interesting rune words that they put in are overshadowed by Mosaic. There's like the balancing is literally fucked again. It's like Enigma all over again, but with assassins. December 6th. Wait, is that PoE 2? Is that the day D2R died? Or is going to die? Have they announced like execution date or something? If they line it up with PoE 2, they're basically signing themselves up for an execution date. Because nobody's gonna log in, and then the company's gonna be like, well, nobody fucking logged in, so we're not wasting more money on this thing. So we're gonna fire some of the developers, and then no new updates, and then D2R died. Timing is everything in the ARPG world. You want to stagger your releases with other games because the gamers that enjoy these games, they would like to play all of them. So they will play like the new season of D2R, then they'll play like new league of PoE, and then they'll play the new season of D3. And the timing is everything. It's very, very important. So if they don't stagger like Last Epoch as well, like if they don't stagger the releases within like 2 weeks of each other at least that much of a gap, then they're committing suicide. Because they're gonna have no people log in on the release because everyone's playing this new game, and then obviously they're gonna be like, we need to fire some people because nobody's playing. We're wasting money. And then nobody logs in next time because there's no fucking updates to the game. So that's it. That's just committing suicide. Sudoku. Did you say Sudoku? That's the numbers game. I think you mean what's that one? Seppuku or something. Not that I've ever tried, but it's just funny when people say that. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's T3. Oh. There. Yeah, that's the one. Close enough. Why is there another completed map? I'm gonna be audience with the king. Explorer. Fuck. Okay. Well, whatever. And I think this guy's full. Close enough. I think that it's alright. You don't have to correct yourself. I just thought it was funny. Sudoku. Hey, Need for Steve is 53,500. What the fuck? He's got enough time this league to actually reach the 65,000, but I don't. I don't know. Some people are insane. I don't know why the fuck he would do that to himself. Um. Right, right, right. Okay, that makes more sense. Honestly, some weird things are going on with me personally. I'm not as interested in some games. Like, I get super excited, and then when it comes time to play them, I'm like, can I be bothered? Like, I bought the pre-release or whatever for um, Project Castaway. Great game, by the way. Highly recommend. But I don't know why I can't fucking pull myself around to playing it. How do you order the key? Because I've definitely spent over 480. Do you apply for it, or do you email them, or do you annoy them? Oh, really? Bro, I'm gonna have so much junk mail. Um, I'll have to look at it after. I might have like 20, 30, 40 pages of junk mail that I have to sort through till I find the fucking thing. Oh, it's only recent, is it? Did you get yours in the mail as well? If it's only recent, then I should have it too. Yeah. I put PoE2 on my wish list, and I was hoping to see like a apply for beta key or something on Steam, but oh, nice. So I should have it. You can check how much you've spent in your lifetime purchases on in your PoE2 account, PoE account. There's on the accounts page purchase history, and then you can see it goes all the way back. Or receipts and purchase history, whatever, something like that. Oh, you still gotta wait until the 6th of December, right? Ah, bugger. Well, don't feel bad. I mean, you're not really gonna be missing out on anything because, like, when the game finally gets released, oh, who knows how fucking long that might be. But um, yeah, when the game finally releases, it's gonna have a lot more content, and it's gonna be totally free. So I would spend that $200 on like coke and hookers, and then sorry, I mean dinner with the wife and stuff, and then you know, uh, cold rain. Ooh, what the fuck? It's a perfect roll. Yes, please. Didn't they say it was gonna be like several $100s for like a early release key? You're just mentioning $30. No, I didn't. I think I was working at the time, and then when I came home, I was like, oh, I'm too tired. So they basically just made it cheaper, did they? $30. Because the first announcement they ever did about the pricing was, what did they say? Like 200 some shit. Really? All right, I will do that then. What the fuck? That roll is awesome. Bruh, perfect dex, perfect charge speed, high accuracy. What the fuck? And the vine. um, in the tab, never to be seen again. Oh. Well, it's kind of cool for them to make it cheaper because I mean, I thought it was over like too much. I mean, how long is the live stream announcement thing? I could watch it. Uh, 6 days ago. There's an hour long. End game reveal. Is it this one? Is it that one? Oh wow, 5 hours. Uh, I mean, oh, I've seen the trailer.
Now, Path of Exile 2 is going into early access in around 2 weeks on December the 6th. But even though it's early access, this isn't just some small taste. The game is huge. In this live stream, we're going
Bah.
to introduce everything you can expect.
No, don't do that.
Without further ado, let's
Ah, there you go.
gameplay trailer.
Ah, good old Ziggy. What, I've seen this too.
Now, as you just saw, even in early access, Path of Exile 2 is a big game. It's actually been 5 years since we announced PoE 2, and over that time we've revealed a lot. But it's been in bits and pieces. It's pretty hard to keep track.
Sorry for all the coughing. I'm
Today we're going to do a full rundown of all the content that will be available at the start of
still dealing with the.
classes, character progression systems, and for the first time, a full overview of the end game. This is going to be a big one. So get
I'm gonna lower my microphone volume in case I cough and ear rape.
to be free from any sources of corruption. But the Count of Ogham, tempted by promises of power, intends to harness it once more. The dead are rising, monsters are mutating, and madness is spreading. Under the dark influence of corruption, the Count doles out sentences of death to any who would question him. And this is where you find yourself at the start of PoE 2. Explore the dark forests of Ogham, traverse the barren plains of the Vasteri Desert, and delve into the jungle ruins of Exile, an ancient Vaal city. There are challenging monsters, hidden runes, lost camps and treasures, roaming merchants, and of course, unique bosses. No two areas are the same. It falls to you to track down the seed of corruption, the source of all this devastation. On the way, you'll face fearsome monsters, meet strange characters, forge unlikely bonds, and uncover lost civilizations. But first, you'll need to pick a class. Now, early access will initially have 6 classes available. Let's have a look at them. The Monk is a fast and furious melee fighter. He dashes in and out of combat and has mechanics that involve building up and keeping momentum. Like all classes in PoE 2, you'll want to use a wide variety of skills to mix and match different combos. To get new skills, you will first need to find skill gems. Using a skill gem will open the gem cunning menu, which shows all the active skills available in PoE 2. You can choose an existing skill to level up, or choose to engrave a new one. Since this is a level 7 skill gem, even if you pick a new skill, it will immediately be level 7, so there's no harm in trying out something new. The Monk primarily uses the quarterstaff. There are 3 schools of martial arts: lightning, ice, and wind. But don't think you have to stick to just one. The best combos are going to involve mixing elements of all 3. Let's try Killing Palm. Like many monk skills, this can be used to quickly take advantage of a specific situation. If there's an enemy on low life, you can use Killing Palm to dash to them and kill them instantly. This will provide a power charge. Then we can use a different skill to consume that power charge for a much more devastating attack. The Monk also has powerful combo skills. Tempest Bell, for example, is a skill that places a giant resonating bell. Hitting the bell causes it to ring, dealing damage to all enemies around it. You can also do things like freeze or shock the bell, which will add elemental damage to the strikes. The Monk also has a variety of abilities to empower his staff. If an enemy is close to being stunned, you can use Staggering Palm to punch them down. After that, any attack you do will shoot out wind projectiles. There are 21 active skills for quarterstaves, so this just scratches the surface of the options that you have.
Sorry. Was it too low? Okay. You know what I just noticed? It's not a QWERTY game like people are mentioning. Like your abilities are bound to QWERTY like normal, but It's not like a move QWE to move, you know. But hey, that's alright.
Have. By endgame, you'll be dashing from pack to pack, spewing projectiles and obliterating screens of enemies with huge combo attacks. Now, if you like a style of melee that's a little slower but hits much harder, then the warrior is for you. He pounds the ground with big chunky attacks and can shrug off the hits of small enemies with large amounts of armor.
That looks kind of cool.
Even though the mace slams are slow, you never lose control. Longer attacks can be retargeted as you go, and if you find yourself committed to a long attack, you can dodge roll out of it at any time. Among the skill option for maces, you will find a variety of slams, fire attacks, war cries, and shield skills. Here, I'm going to slam the ground, rending it apart with lines of fire. Any slam skill will then cause these fissures to erupt with lava. I can even run through them with a skill like Stampede to do huge amounts of damage. The warrior can also use war cries, which can empower your next skill. Seismic Cry, for example, will double any slams from your next attack. The Stampede counts as a slam, so I can double that for even more craziness. If you want to go a little faster and be a little more defensive, equip a shield. In PoE 2, you can raise your shield at any time to block all damage from the front, even spells. While holding up your shield, your stun meter will build as you take damage, so be careful. If it reaches 100%, your stance will break and you will be vulnerable. Some enemies also have unblockable attacks, which are indicated by this red flash. If you see one of these coming, make sure to dodge out of the way. Using a shield also gives you access to shield skills, like Shield Charge, which allows you to charge towards enemies and stun them.
Oh, that's cool.
While charging, you're also blocking the whole time, so you have full damage immunity from the front. The warrior also has access to totems. Some totems have built-in abilities, like Shockwave Totem, which can be placed to stun nearby enemies and trigger aftershocks like those from the earthquake. But you can also get Ancestral Warrior Totems, which allow you to use any slam skill in your repertoire. This is a meta skill, which means that it's a skill you can put other skills into. I can take a slam like Sunder and socket it into my Ancestral Warrior Totem. Now when I summon him, he'll sit there and slam the monsters from a distance. There are 20 active skills for maces, so there's a lot more to try out, but by endgame you're going to be dropping hammers from the sky, leaping fearlessly into combat, and separating the very earth you stand on. Time for some ranged attacks. The ranger is primarily about the bow, but we wanted to make sure that she feels agile as well.
I gotta say something. The AoE that I saw the tank there apply is quite significant. It may be that bow builds or spell builds are not necessarily better at AoE. Because the way I saw that play out, that's really good AoE. And I like that totem thing, because you can pull like a big pack, drop a totem, do like one AoE in it, and go try and pull another pack while the totem's doing damage to them. So you can play around stacking bigger packs. Kind of looks really good.
In PoE 2, you can shoot while moving. Combined with all the skills the ranger has that allow you to jump around, you will have a lot of mobility in combat. Bow skills have a variety of lightning, poison, ice, and physical attacks. Lightning attacks bounce around between targets. You can also stick lightning arrows in the ground which explode when hit by the bouncers, or electrocute enemies to take them out of combat. Ice attacks allow you to slow and freeze enemies to keep them away from you. Using poison, not only can you slowly damage your enemies from afar, but also grow some interesting plants. With 21 bow skills and all the mobility and combo tools the ranger has, you can take advantage of every situation. By endgame, you'll be creating hundreds of arrows, be they falling from the sky, bouncing around between enemies, or
Oh, that's a
spraying out
nice AoE.
tornadoes.
What the fuck?
You
Bow
might
builds
have
might
noticed
still
on
be the way.
bottom left of the screen that the flask slots look a little different. In PoE 2, you have one dedicated life flask slot and one mana flask slot. Flasks gain charges as you kill enemies, and typically allow you to heal 6 or 7 times if they're full. But that's not the only thing you can use charges for. Charms are a new item type that will automatically defend you from various debuffs or damage types. Having trouble with getting frozen? Equip a thawing charm. When it's fully charged, it will make you immune to freeze for 3 seconds if you get frozen. To recharge them, just kill more monsters.
That's pretty cool.
You can gain more slots for charms by upgrading your belt. The mercenary wields a crossbow that
I like
can
it.
be loaded with different ammo types, offering versatility, power, and mobility. All classes in Path of Exile 2 can be controlled with WASD,
Look at that AoE. What the
which
fuck?
makes this class play exactly like a shooter. For the crossbow, you will find skills that work like shotguns, sniper rifles, assault rifles, and even grenade launchers.
Oh, bro.
Not only that, there are a wide variety of more interesting elemental
What the
ammos
fuck?
too. It's very fast to switch between ammo types, so long as you already have them loaded, which makes the mercenary able to combo abilities together for devastating effect. Use Glacial Bolt to create walls of ice to separate enemies, then switch to fragmentation rounds to explode the ice, dealing massive AoE damage. If I come across an armored enemy, I could use armor-piercing rounds to break their armor, and then high-velocity rounds to take them down. Or perhaps I could fire a gas grenade to poison enemies before detonating the cloud with an explosive shot for massive damage.
Oh, then it.
If you want to call in some suppressing fire, you can summon artillery ballistas. These have a minimum range, so you'll want to prepare your position carefully before moving in. There are 22 active skills for crossbows. By endgame, you'll be calling destruction down from the sky as you litter the battlefield with grenades and pepper your enemies with your automatic shotgun. If you're
What
looking
the
to
hell
take a
is that?
backseat
That
and let your
looks so
minions
nice.
do the work, then the Witch should be your choice. She can call forth hordes of undead monsters to fight for her, while casting powerful chaos spells that debilitate her enemies. Occult skills are some of the most varied in the game, with skeletons, noxious spells, specialty minions, curses, and sacrificial magic.
Looks pretty cool.
Before
Even the
we
minion
talk
build
about
looks
minions,
pretty cool.
We'll have to talk about a new resource in Path of Exile 2 called Spirit. This is a spirit gem, which allows you to pick from a range of persistent skills. All classes have a variety of these skills which can add some very interesting effects, like Arctic Armor, which does cold damage to enemies that hit you, or Raging Spirits, which summon fiery skulls each time you cast a fire spell.
Oh, that's cool.
For the Witch, though, we'll want to be using our spirit to create permanent minions. These minions will be revived automatically when they die, so you don't have to worry about resummoning them all the time.
That's pretty cool.
Here, I'm using the skill screen to allocate which minions I would like in my horde. You can see the spirit cost of each one. Skeletal warriors are cheap, but weak, useful for tanking damage and distracting enemies. But I want more heavy hitters in my army, so I'm going to unsummon some warriors and instead add skeletal arsonists. Permanent minions come with special active abilities called command skills. You can order these guys to detonate your own minions for even more damage and area of effect. If you want a bigger army, you'll need a scepter. This new weapon type is imbued with even more spirit, allowing you to summon even more friends. And if you want an even bigger army than that, you can take advantage of corpses to summon true hordes of minions. But what can a witch do while her army is at work? Well, she has a range of chaos spells to spread disease amongst your enemies, or bone skills to impale them. Or, you could curse them to make them weaker so your horde can take them down. There are 25 active occult skills. By the endgame, you will be the leader of a fearsome army of the dead, consuming everything in its path. The sorceress bends the elements to her will, using them to unleash devastation on her foes. This classic spellcaster weaves a flurry of elemental magic from afar. The elemental skills have everything you might expect and more. Fireballs, icy explosions, lightning storms, you get the idea. Each spell is unique and has many different ways to build and combo with others, even between different elements. For example, Flame Wall conjures a burning line that not only damages enemies, but also empowers all projectiles that pass through it.
Hey, that's cool.
If you
It
place
does
a
that
wall
anyway,
and fire
but
lightning
that's cool.
sparks through it, they'll gain extra fire damage.
Yeah, yeah. That's
It's a
what
good idea to take
already
advantage
does.
of the ability to automatically swap weapons when you use certain skills. Having a special staff with bonuses to fire skills and another with bonuses to lightning skills can really power up a combo like this. The sorceress can also take advantage of powerful trigger gems. For example, you could grab the Cast and Ignite gem and use it with Firestorm. As you ignite enemies, a counter will go up in the top left corner. When it's full, a Firestorm will automatically be cast to the enemy that was ignited. There are 25 active elemental skills. By endgame, you'll be firing off projectiles left and right as you rain down elemental storms on your foes. Now, those are the characters that will be available at the start of early access.
Bro, it doesn't look like
But we'll
they're
be adding 6 more character
a week
classes
early.
with just as many skills and options as these. There's a lot more to come. There's one more important thing to mention about skills. Even though we talk about them as belong to each class, in reality there are no restrictions. You can use all these skills on any class so long as you have the attributes. For example, a poison ranger might want to try out using occult curses to increase her poison damage, Or a monk might want to trigger elemental ice walls to use with his glacial cascade combo. The possibilities for cross-class combos are practically unlimited. We're looking forward to what kind of things you guys might find. Now, Path of Exile is a game known for build customization, and we haven't even scratched the surface of what is possible
Bro,
yet.
he's machine gunning the fucking
So let's
bell.
talk about support gems.
Dang.
Path of Exile 2 has a system of support gems that can be combined with your active skills to dramatically change the way they work. If you find a support gem, then right-clicking it will open up this screen. Here you will find a variety of recommended support gems for each of your skills that you can pick between. For example, this is a multiple projectiles support gem and can be used to add multiple projectiles to any skill. Normally when you fire a grenade it'll look like this. But if we add multiple projectiles, then you get 3 of them. Once you have the gem, you can also freely move it between any of the skills in your character. If you want to have a multi-shot sniper rifle instead, then simply move the gem over to your high velocity round skill. Generally speaking, if it sounds like a support gem should work with a skill, then it will work. So it's a good idea to experiment. Note that you can only have one of each support gem on your character, so you'll want to think carefully about which supports can be used best with each skill for maximum damage.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Now, if you want to stick to the recommendations,
I like that.
you should have a perfectly good time. But if you want to experiment a bit more, then uncheck that recommended button and you can see the full list of supports that will work with your skill. There are hundreds of support gems to choose from, and even we don't know the results of all the possible ways these can interact. Each skill can have up to 5 supports socketed into it, and if you're clever you can come up with some pretty interesting ideas. Now all of this is just scratching the surface. You can make frost vortexes, break people's armor, make minions explode, make skills repeat, make enemies set each other on fire, cull enemies or pin them to the ground. Supports let you drastically change the behavior of your skills and create your own unique build, or at least follow someone's OP build guide. So, speaking of builds, let's talk about one of the most iconic Path of Exile systems, the passive skill tree. Yes, it's huge. There are over 1,500 nodes on there. Now a lot of people open the tree and can get a little intimidated at first.
Pretty. I gotta say that's a gorgeous looking skill tree. Really beautiful. Like the old one seems like a bit of a, afterthought. We just have to make it fit, so we're gonna put it in. But this actually looks beautiful. Like it's artistically
But try
well
not to be
designed.
scared. There are lots of options, but at its core, it's pretty simple. Each level you get 1 point to put into the tree. Each class starts at a different location, but they all share the same tree. Around your section of the tree, you'll find relevant bonuses for your character. You should be safe in the knowledge that there aren't many wrong choices here. Almost all the starting nodes will be useful for your character in some way. But if you do happen to make a choice you regret, you'll be able to respec any nodes you've taken by spending a little bit of gold.
That's cool.
Now, the tree is generally divided up into clusters which have similar themes. In each cluster you will find small nodes that give simple bonuses like increased damage, but the real power comes from notables. Notables normally have much more interesting bonuses, and they tend to care a lot more about how your build works and what skills you're using.
10% blind, that's pretty cool.
For example, in the mercenary area of the tree, this one gives a 25% chance for crossbow skills to not consume a bolt.
That's pretty cool.
And here's one that gives grenades a chance to blow up a second time. This one gives a chance for projectiles to
Yeah, I like
rebound
that,
off terrain,
so you can never be
as well as giving you some
like
pierce chance
truly
to make
short.
that more likely. Note that even though this is in the mercenary section, this would work with projectiles from
It's like
all
the Tuatara
classes.
tattoo.
So there are often reasons to go to different areas of the tree. In order to get between these clusters, you will generally have to allocate nodes in the attribute highways. Attribute nodes allow you to pick which attribute you would like to use, so it's very easy to get points for any attribute that your gear might need. You can change which attribute these nodes give you for half price at the respec vendor. In addition to notables, you will also find even larger passives called keystones. Keystones have both
Hey,
an
CI
upside
is in
and a
there.
downside, and often require changing your entire build to design around them. A great example is Giant's Blood, which allows you to wield 2-hand weapons in a single hand, but doubles the attribute requirements of them. You can use a 2-hand mace with a shield, or even dual wield them.
Fucking Fury Warriors made it into...
Or how about Mind Over Matter, which makes all damage go to your mana pool first before your life pool, but you lose 50% of your mana regen. Skills like these can be tough to build around, but if you're up for the challenge, they can be very rewarding. As we showed you earlier on the Sorceress, you can swap between weapon sets on the fly as you use certain skills. One of the new features in Path of Exile 2's passive tree is that you can choose to have your passive tree change as you switch between weapon sets to take advantage of specific bonuses on the tree. For the Sorceress, you might want to change between fire and lightning specialization. Or you could switch between one hand and a two-hand setup in order to be able to block boss attacks while following up with heavy hits from your bigger mace. Or perhaps you could have a full curse setup on your witch to debuff enemies before switching to a chaos degen build for maximum damage. If you want to stick with just one weapon set, you can just use these specialization points as bonus points to invest however you like, but creative players will find plenty of opportunities with this system. You can get weapon specialization points throughout the campaign from optional bosses and quests. For example, if I manage to defeat the Crowbell, I'll get a weapon specialization book. There are lots of other permanent boosts available from the campaign too.
What the?
On the map you can see icons that indicate the many optional encounters you can find. Some of them have permanent character boosts and others have powerful items. If you're having trouble getting past a boss, it might be a good idea to explore and see what you can find. For example, if you defeat Blackjaw the Remnant, you'll gain a permanent increase to fire resistance. One of the most important finds are spirit bonuses. You can find the first one here in the canopy in Act 1. Defeat the boss in this area to acquire a permanent addition of spirit. The permanent buffs you gain from spirit are very powerful, and every class will find a use for them, so make sure you hunt down these upgrades. There's one in each act. Now we haven't even talked about the most important element of character progression, items. That's why we're all here, right? Items in Path of Exile can be broken down into 4 rarity groups: normal, magic, rare, and unique. One of the things you're going to want to do as you play through the campaign is upgrade the items you find, and you can do that with currency items. An Orb of Transmutation will allow you to upgrade a normal item to a magic item with 1 mod. You can then apply an Orb of Augmentation to add a second mod, then use a Regal Orb to add a third mod, and upgrade it to a rare. Finally, you can use some Exalted Orbs to add more mods to your rare to a total of 6 mods. One of the things we think is really important is to make these options available to use as you play. All the items that add mods are much more common than they were in Path of Exile 1, so that you can use them throughout your campaign playthrough. We want you to find things on the ground that can be crafted into upgrades much more frequently. As well as making the drop rates on these items much more common, you can also get them by disenchanting unwanted gear at the magic item vendor. If you disenchant magic items, you can build up to an Orb of Transmutation, and by disenchanting rares, you can build up to Regal Orbs. Another important area of crafting items in PoE 2 is sockets. Some items you find will have sockets that can have Ezomite runes placed in them that add more mods to the item. If I insert this Glacial rune into my helmet, it will give extra cold resistance. This is a great way to solve problems that you have with your build, like resistances or damage. If you find socketed items that you don't have a use for, you can take them to the salvage bench in town to work towards an Artificer's Orb. This will allow you to add sockets to your existing items. Body armors and two-hand weapons can have up to 2 sockets, while the rest of your armor and one-hand weapons can only have 1 socket. You can also salvage items with quality to create items like armor scraps or whetstones. These will allow you to increase the quality of your items for an up to 20% boost. If you don't want to disenchant or salvage your items, you can always sell them for gold. Gold can be used to buy items from vendors, and we've tried to do a lot to make sure that the items they have for sale are actually useful. Every time you level up, they get more stock, so make sure to check back often. Other vendors offer a gamble. Pay a flat amount of gold and you'll get a random item of a specific type. This could be a great way to improve your gear, if you're lucky. Gold is also used to respec your passive skills. Take advantage of this system to experiment with your tree and rework it as required. The other thing you might want to use gold for is the currency exchange. This allows you to exchange currency items with other players on an open market, in exchange for a small gold fee. Now all items in Path of Exile are freely tradable. We never bind anything to your character, except gold. Now most gear in Path of Exile 2 is randomly generated, but there's another type that isn't: uniques. They are especially rare, each with a handcrafted set of unusual mods which can dramatically change a character's build. They're not just better rare items, they can do much stranger things that can fundamentally change your character. Corpse Wade will make any corpses you run through explode into clouds of poison. The Sands of Silk is a body armor that changes your dodge roll into a blink, morphing you into sand as you teleport past your foes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And of course, some uniques are just pure hits of dopamine, like Quill Rain, which just turns your bow attacks into full auto by doubling your attack speed. Each unique is something that you can build your character around. We try to make sure that most unique items have a potential use at endgame, even if you find them early on. And as you can see, every single unique item comes with custom art to match. The last character progression system that you can do during the campaign is Ascension. Starting in Act 2, you will come across Ascension trials, tests that you must complete to unlock your Ascension class. We'll explain these trials soon, but first let's take a look at what Ascending can do for your character. Each class has access to 3 Ascendancy classes, but at the start of Early Access, only 2 per class will be available. Ascendancy classes are unique to each character class, so choose wisely. They can drastically affect how you build your character. As a sorceress, you could become a Stormweaver, a master of the elements. Tempest Caller causes elemental storms to be summoned each time you do a critical hit with a spell.
That's pretty cool.
With Strike Twice, you can stack 2 copies of Shock for more damage.
Ooh.
And going deeper into the tree, you can make all your damage types apply Shock.
Ooh.
Make a Shock build from any skill. Alternatively, you could become a Chronomancer and command time itself. She literally has the ability to stop time with Time Freeze.
Man.
Not only that, but she has many other time manipulation abilities. Using Temporal Rift, she can teleport back to a previous location, resetting her life and mana back to what it was.
You wouldn't want that.
Or with Time Snap, she can reset all her
Because
cooldowns.
if you were hurting
and
mobs,
cast
you
all
want
her
them to,
spells
like...
again.
I mean, depends how...
On the Warrior, you can
experienced
choose
you are,
between the
I guess.
Warbringer or the Titan. The Warbringer channels the might of his ancestors to gain tremendous power. Using Answered Call, you can summon ancestral spirits linked to each of your totems. With Jade Heritage, you can encase your body in a protective layer that absorbs all damage until it breaks. Warcaller's Bellow allows you to explode the corpses of your enemies. And with Great Wolf's Howl, you can ignore the cooldowns of your war cries. Let all that anger out. The Titan class is all about hitting big. With Earthbreaker, every slam is a chance to create an aftershock. With Crushing Impacts, every hit becomes a crushing blow, which will allow you to stun your enemies with ease. With Surprising Strength, you can take advantage of stunned enemies to deal 40% more damage. As a ranger, you might choose to be a Deadeye, an expert markswoman who can take down foes with style. With Endless Munitions, every attack gains an extra projectile. With Gathering Winds, she gains a small increase to movement speed with every attack, but be careful, she loses them when getting hit. With Eagle Eyes, she will never miss, allowing you to stop wasting all those passive points on accuracy. Alternatively, you could become a Pathfinder, the master of flasks and poison. She can choose from one of several throwable concoctions, allowing her to spend her flask charges to throw explosive bottles that deal various types of damage. A bleeding concoction will make your enemies bleed, while a fulminating one can shock your enemies, allowing you to do extra damage. Contagious Contamination allows her to spread poisons between her foes, while Overwhelming Toxicity doubles the number of stacks they can be infected by. Running Assault allows her to move much more quickly while firing, while Relentless Pursuit makes her totally immune to being slowed by enemies. The Witch can ascend into the Infernalist or the Blood Mage. As an Infernalist, she can summon a loyal Hellhound companion. The Hellhound sets enemies on fire, as well as taking a percentage of the damage if the Infernalist gets hit. With Pyromantic Pact, you can turn your mana into Infernal Flame. As you cast more spells, the flame builds up, and if it overflows, you'll take damage. Using Bringer of Flame, you'll want to make sure you keep the flames topped up. While your Infernal Flame is above 30%, all damage from you and your minions will ignite enemies. She can also transform into a literal demon. While in demon form, she takes an increasing amount of damage, but her cast speed and damage increase rapidly as well. So if you're planning on transforming into a demon, make sure you stack a lot of life recovery. She can also become a Blood Mage, a master of life and energy. All Blood Mages must pay the price of making skills cost life as well as mana, but in exchange, every monster they kill will drop life remnants, which allow them to quickly gain back that life. With Crimson Power, she can gain large amounts of extra life, and with Vitality Siphon, she can use her spells to leech life back as well. Once you've got a significant amount of life, You can use Gore Spike to make your critical hits deal incredible amounts of damage. A monk who is in tune with the elements might become an invoker. With elemental expression, the invoker will create waves of elemental power each time he does a critical strike. With faith as a choice, you gain the ability to meditate, allowing you to double your energy shield. Choose between I am the blizzard or I am the thunder to specialize in cold or lightning. And I shall rage will allow you to turn into an unbound avatar. Each time you apply a status ailment to an enemy, you gain unbound fury. When you have enough, transform into an avatar to deal way more damage and inflict even more elemental ailments. Some monks choose to reach into the darkness instead. The Acolyte of Chayula can exchange their mastery of spirit for darkness, a resource that can be utilized to both absorb and deal damage. The Shroud of Darkness will protect you from all damage incoming, but if you take Grasp of the Void, you will deal extra chaos damage from all the darkness you have. Their Dark Pact offers greatly increased resistances to chaos damage and can allow their mana leech to not only happen instantly, but apply to their energy shield as well. Another node you can take is Waking Dream, which allows you to see into the domain of the Breach Demons. There you will see the Flames of Chayula that can be taken to gain life, mana, and damage. The Mercenary has a job to do, but which job suits you? You might choose to become a Witch Hunter. Obsessive Rituals will give you a sorcery ward, allowing you to defend yourself against elemental hits in exchange for less defense against attacks. With Zealous Inquisition, your enemies have a 10% chance to explode on death. The chance is doubled against demons and undead. With Judge, Jury, and Executioner, your initial hit against enemies can deal up to 30% of their life and damage, if you're lucky. This is great for hunting powerful bosses. And with Witchbane, you can break your enemy's concentration, preventing them from casting spells as often as they would usually do. You could also choose to become a Gemling Legionnaire, enhancing your abilities by embedding gems directly in your flesh. Integrated Efficiency will give you extra skill slots. Thermatological Infusion gives you extra maximum resistances as you soak more and more support gems. Adaptive Capability allows you to use any color of gem without worrying about attributes, while Crystalline Potential adds extra quality bonuses to every gem socketed into your character.
Wait, what?
So those are the Ascendancy classes for the start of Early Access. But one thing we haven't talked about yet is how you ascend in the first place. Ascension in Path of Exile 2 requires completion of one of the Great Trials, which you'll find as you progress through the campaign. Each one is associated with one of the major cultures of Rayclast. Located in the Vasteri Plains are the Maraketh, a culture of rich tales and brutal traditions, who must do whatever it takes to survive in the desert. The highest position in Maraketh culture is a Sekima, and it is not a title given freely. All aspirants must complete the Trial of the Sekimas, a grueling gauntlet that will test their strength, will, cunning, and patience. To enter, a warrior of the Maraketh must prove their worth by trapping the soul of the Jinn in a coin.
I was gonna do like a lightning sorceress, and then I saw the max res stuff with the,
Once you have earned your coin, it may be placed on the relic altar to begin the trial.
Stuff, and the nature of the game being that you can literally play any build on any ascendancy means the strongest ascendancy will tend to be whatever gives the most global power, I suppose. Max res being on a
while fighting monsters
thing,
in the trial,
it sounds amazing.
Be very careful. Each hit will not only hurt you, but will damage your honor. The monsters are well telegraphed,
and extra
so that
quality
you can avoid
and
their
stuff.
attacks,
That's
but if
awesome.
you run out of honor, you will fail the trial and need to find another coin in order to try again. It is a good idea to make sure that you are well prepared before challenging the Trial of the Sekimas. After each room you will be rewarded. In this case, you have been given a key that can be used to unlock chests later in the trial. Once you have claimed your reward, you will be shown a map of the rest of the floor and may choose how you wish to proceed. Which challenges would you like to face, and which rewards do you want to claim? Some rooms are more dangerous, afflicting you with debuffs that will persist for the entire trial. For example, entering this room will afflict you with Spiked Shell that will cause all monsters in the rest of the trial to have 50% increased life. You will want to take care if you choose such a path. There are many different challenges and rewards as you journey through the trial. Deadly traps, waves of monsters, and strange artifacts will test your honor. As you progress, you'll be able to gain boons from the Jinn, which will help you on your journey. For example, the Sekima's cloak will revive you once if you die, giving you a second shot at a run. One of the rewards you may find is Sacred Water, an extremely valuable and treasured resource to the Jinn and the Maraketh. Trading it with the Jinn will allow you to receive many benefits. You can recover honor, gain additional boons, or remove afflictions. At the end of the floor, you'll find a powerful boss which will truly test your limitations. In order to ascend, you will need to defeat him. Having defeated the boss, you've earned the right to ascend, but first, the loot. The keys you have found may be used to open the various treasures in the vault at the end of the floor. We only have a single bronze key, so we'll just have to open one of these small chests. If you want to open the better ones, you'll need silver or gold keys. Let's use the Altar of Ascendancy. Your first ascension will allow you to pick your class and grant you 2 points to use in the tree. Now there are more floors and many more rewards that can be found within the Trial of the Sekimas, but we'll save that for the section on the endgame. For now, let's talk about the second Ascendancy trial, the Trial of Chaos. In Path of Exile 2, you can choose whichever trial you like to earn your ascension. Each culture on Rayclast had their own methods to ascend. If the Trial of the Sekimas is not your kind of playstyle, or you're finding it too difficult, you could try another. You can gain all your ascension points from just one, or mix and match them. It's up to you.
Halfway through.
For early access, we will have 2 trials as options, with a 3rd trial coming later for the full release. While exploring the Vaal jungle, you'll discover the Temple of Chaos. Before the Vaal embraced the science of corruption, there's...
Can I just say I don't like the trial having like sanctum-like elements for your ascendancy? Like that's just like a lot of complication unnecessarily, I think. It's gonna be like 6 years ago when lab runners basically were the richest people in existence.
Civilization worshipped chaos. This ancient trial was once used by the Vaal to test their high priests. A high priest of the Vaal must show willingness to risk everything to gain power. Entry to the trial requires a token from...
What do you mean 3 ways to ascend? So you can get the same ascendancy through 3 different means. So you choose which kind of trial you do for the same ascendancy. Like multiple roads to the same place. That would be okay, I suppose. So you don't have to do the tedious one, you know? But yeah, so far no complaints. All right, well I withdraw my reservation. That sounds okay. That sounds cool.
From a strange entity known only as the Trial Master. For those in which he sees potential, he shall inscribe an ultimatum. Many have attempted these trials in search of greatness. Most have perished. Will you be able to defy the odds? Before you begin each chamber, the Trial Master will offer you a reward and a choice. Choose one of 3 tribulations to affect you through the rest of the trial. These modifiers might beef up the monsters, curse the player, or add environmental hazards like turrets or trap runes. In this case, we will be picking shocking turrets. As you enter the room, the Trial Master will fill it with hazards to test your commitment. In this case, you must destroy all the monsters that fill the room, while dealing with the lightning projectiles from the shocking turrets. After each room, you will need to make a choice. Take the rewards you have earned so far, or go double or nothing. Increase your rewards, but take on more risk. Each tribulation you add is minor on its own, but they quickly stack on top of each other and can become overwhelming. There are many types of chambers in the trial. Each will test your resolve in different ways. This one simply requires you survive for a certain amount of time. Another requires you to
that
escort
enemy
the
looked
stone
pretty
idol
cool.
through the level as elevators full of monsters descend to attack you.
Enemy design is pretty
Should you
awesome.
be able to get through the first 3 chambers, you will face your first boss. The order of the bosses is random, and combined with the tribulations you have selected, the fight will never feel the same. After defeating the boss, you may claim your rewards. Of course there are the items, but you also gain the right to ascend. If you already did the Trial of the Sycamores, then you can claim 2 more points to add to your Ascendancy class. Now it's possible to go much deeper. There are more bosses, rewards, and risks to take, but we'll talk more about that when we get to endgame. So how about we talk about that now? So far we've only been showing you footage from the campaign, but some people would argue that the endgame is where the game truly begins. Something that happens almost every time a new action RPG launches is people saying, there isn't enough endgame content. Well, we want to make sure that in PoE 2 people don't feel that way, and we actually only changed our development priority for this recently. The first 3 acts of PoE 2 already take around 25 hours to complete if you're a new player.
What the fuck?
This is already a pretty significant campaign. On the other hand, people spend hundreds of hours in endgame each league. We realized that finishing the rest of the campaign for early access was actually a bad idea. Instead of having acts 4 to 6 in early access, we could concentrate on endgame and make that great. For new players, a 25-hour campaign is already a huge game with lots of content. But for existing action RPG players, what you mostly care about is all the endgame challenges to overcome. So several months ago, we switched the entire development team's focus over to making endgame content. At the start of early access, there will be 50 bosses and around 400 monster types. But the great thing is that the rest of the game is like 80% there. We'll be adding content to roughly double the size of the game during...
You mean everyone? Everyone's gonna be new to the campaign. Nobody's gonna everyone's going in with the basics of like, okay, so you're only gonna play this game if you're an ARPG fan, or maybe if you're looking to get into a new genre. But most of the players will not have any idea. Well, no player is gonna have any idea how the acts are gonna flow, where you need to go, how to recognize the the maps and the exits and all that stuff, where you need to go without talking to the NPCs and all that. So yeah, I don't think that. I mean, yes, those people do exist, but I don't think there's like a big influx of new ARPG fans. There's people that are definitely into that, but I mean, I'm just gonna presume that the average player's gonna take like maybe 15 to 20 hours for their first playthrough. For the campaign. At least 2 solid days of grinding.
Early access and into release. Now, in order to make the endgame happen at the same character level as what it would be after we added the rest of the acts, we've added a second difficulty level called Cruel, where you repeat the campaign with all the monsters and bosses leveled up. And of course, new rewards. You can kind of think of it as like a new game plus. It's also a lot faster to get through the content the second time as your clear speed increases. That will take you to around level 65, where the endgame begins. Once we add the remaining 3 acts, we'll be removing Cruel difficulty, so you'll progress straight from the end of Act 6 to endgame. But what is the endgame? To explain that, I'll hand over to Mark. He can tell you all about it.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Well, one thing that Path of Exile is known for is having a lot of distinct endgame content to choose between. Each endgame mechanic needs to have its own progression system, areas, bosses, rewards, and player power that can only be gained from that content. We are going to be adding a lot more over time, but for Path of Exile 2 we decided to start with 7 distinct systems you can progress through.
This is the Atlas, and it serves as the core of the endgame for Path of Exile 2. It's infinite
Yeah, what
and
the fuck? This
expands in
looks
all
gorgeous.
directions. Now, we are not going to spoil the plot too much here, but corruption from the beast has blighted the land, and your objective is to help fight it. In the center of the Atlas you will find the Ziggurat, a temple in which the Vaal research the fundamentals of space and time. Here, we can open portals to nearby locations and begin cleansing corruption and finding resources. In order to power the portal device, we will need waystones. Each waystone has a tier which will determine the level of the monsters that you will face. To go to an area, simply click one that is adjacent to an area that you have already completed. Insert the waystone and click Traverse. Portals will open, allowing you and your party to travel to the area you have selected. All the areas in the endgame feel distinct from the locations in the campaign, and we have dialed the randomization up to 11. The monster packs you will face in each map are totally random, and the combination of them can lead to some very interesting combat situations. There are over 400 monster types in early access, and they have a lot of varied and interesting abilities.
400 monster
Depending on
types?
which combinations you face, you might find some serious challenges. In order to cleanse the corruption from the area, you will need to defeat all the powerful rare and unique enemies in it. Once you have done that, the area will be marked as completed and you will be able to travel past it to progress deeper into the world. If you die, then the map can no longer be run, and you will have to find another way around to get to the areas behind it. There are also all kinds of other random encounters you might run into as you play maps. One such encounter are precursor artifacts. These are ancient, corrupting monuments that irradiate the monsters around them. The monsters that feed off the corruption are drawn to their power. If you defeat the monsters and cleanse the artifact, you will get a powerful temporary buff. Some of the buffs make you faster, others rain lightning or fire around you, and some even give you increased experience or help you find better items. You can also find strong boxes. These enigmatic chests guard piles of treasure, but are always a trap. Monsters lie in wait to attack you the moment you open it, and the boxes often have mechanisms to unleash powerful spells or dangerous debuffs. There are different types of strong boxes containing different items, and you can even use your currency items to craft them on the fly, so you can optimize the contents.
First
But
ever
be
guide to
careful
dice-
of opening one you
Guide to
can't handle.
corpse definition. For sure, you're gonna see this.
Sometimes you'll
Oh.
discover monsters frozen in essences, solidified crystalline corruption. These dangerous monsters can be broken free. If you defeat them, the essence they drop can be used to upgrade normal items to magic items with a guaranteed mod from a category. For example, we could use this one on some boots to ensure a movement speed
Yeah,
mod.
that's pretty cool. What the fuck?
Rarely, essences will also drop that allow you to upgrade magics to rares, adding the guaranteed mod. This is incredibly powerful, since it allows you to get a second deterministic mod in your crafting
What
projects.
the fuck?
Combining these with the currencies that are commonly found in Rayclast for modifying items, and we can get a very nice pair of boots indeed. Waystones, like all items, can also be crafted using your currency items. Adding prefix mods will improve the rewards, while suffix mods increase danger. The more dangerous a map is, the more waystones will drop. Adding mods to your waystones is key to progressing to higher tiers and sustaining them, but it will require you to take on larger challenges. There are a variety of factors you'll have to consider when crafting your waystones. Some maps will have higher density, some lower, some have more magic and rare chests, or monsters, some are more linear, and others more open. Make sure you explore and think about what makes certain maps good if you want to maximize your returns. As you cleanse corruption from higher and higher tiers of the Atlas, you will gain points that you can spend in the Atlas tree. This tree allows you to juice the danger and rewards of all areas in the endgame. You could increase the number of monsters, the number of rares, the number of precursor artifacts or strongboxes, even the quantity of item drops.
Oh yeah.
As you explore the endgame world map, you'll notice various different biomes, from
Yeah, what the
snow-capped mountains to dense jungle valleys. Most maps are restricted to certain biomes. As you continue to explore deeper into the Atlas, there are all sorts of things to discover. These cities are constructed by different peoples of Rayclast, and have specific items that can be found there. These strange structures marked on the map don't appear to do anything for now. Perhaps you'll work out how to use them later. You might find unique maps like Untainted Paradise, an undisturbed island full of beasts that give an extreme amount of experience. You may even find a lonely man just enjoying his retirement who will give you a unique item for free. In addition, you can find special areas that would make a good spot to set up camp. Clear these areas of their hostile inhabitants, and you'll be able to claim them as your own hideout. You can decorate your hideout as you see fit, and invite various NPCs to join you there to create your own personal base of operations. A great tool for exploration are towers. These mysterious precursor constructs are dotted around the Atlas. Completing the tower will reveal a large area around it, allowing you to scout out your next challenge. There are lots of things to find, so keep looking. Some sections of your Atlas are influenced by corruption. This adds extra modifiers to the maps in the region, increasing difficulty and rewards. Here, slaying monsters in close proximity to each other will cause the vestiges of corruption within them to merge together, forming powerful and grotesque abominations. You may have noticed while looking at the Atlas that some of the areas have these icons above them. The icon indicates that the area contains some kind of special encounter. This icon indicates that the area has a powerful boss. Because only 1 in 4 maps contain a map boss, we are able to make them very powerful and very rewarding. These bosses come from the campaign, but have had their difficulty increased with changes to AI and some of their abilities. It's worth noting that because you can see where the bosses are, you can choose to take them on or avoid them. If you do choose to hunt bosses though, then you will be rewarded with special points for the boss hunting section of the Atlas skill tree. The points here will allow you to specialize in boss killing, giving you much greater rewards for defeating them. For each different type of content in the endgame, we are adding specialized trees in order to make it so you don't feel the need to respec your points when you change between different types of content. We will be showing you 7 of these by the end of this presentation, so there is still a lot more to come. Bosses are not the only icon you will see on the Atlas. Let's take a look at one of the endgame systems, Breach. If you played PoE 1, you might be familiar with Breach. For PoE 2, we have created sequels to several PoE 1 leagues. While the mechanic is familiar, the monsters, bosses, rewards, and progression are all new. A breach is a tear in the fabric of reality. Opening it will allow you to see the demons and otherworldly monstrosities that lie in wait on this other plane of existence. By engaging with a breach, you'll create a bridge between their world and Rayclast. In order to keep the breach open, you will need to kill the demons that pour forth. The faster you can kill the monsters, the more monsters you will fight, and the more loot you will find. You can also find clasped hands that will open and drop more items if you run over them. These can be a good boost to the rewards of the breach, so keep an eye out.
Is that a normal breach?
One of the rewards that you may find while fighting monsters from Breach are tablets. Tablets are special items that can be used with precursor towers to add more encounters to the Atlas. Breaches will drop breach tablets. Clicking on a completed tower will allow you to consume the tablet to add more breaches to areas within range of the tower. This makes all the content in the Atlas self-sustaining. Want to do more breaches? Find the tablets, add them to your towers, get more breaches, getting more tablets. Soon your Atlas will be covered in otherworldly domains. In addition, like all items in PoE, you can craft them. Use your currency to add mods to your tablets, allowing you to upgrade all the breaches in range. Tablets can have up to 2 mods. These mods do things like adding extra rare monsters, extra clasped hands.
That's cool. So you can it's kind of like the old, do you remember the old Atlas tree where you could customize a section of it to have more particular content? It looks like the same thing, but like, you know, radius based. It used to be that all like Valdo's Rest maps would have harbingers and all that stuff, you know. Do you remember that was a few years ago. It looks like that sort of thing, but on the crack. Just a lot more of it. Yeah, that one. With the custom stones and stuff. Yeah. It looks like that. I like that. That's not bad. That means you don't have to worry about like scarabs and stuff to run the same content that you want to run. You can just like he said, self-sustain. So you can stay in the content you want to stay in. That's not bad. I like it.
Or even monster density of breaches, allowing you to keep them open longer. Often you will find multiple towers near to each other with overlapping areas of effect. This can allow you to really juice the mechanic by stacking the mods from multiple tablets. In your fight to hold the breach demons at bay, you may want to use the powers of their world against them. Each endgame mechanic always has player power that can only be gained from that mechanic, and Breach is no different. In Breach you will find catalysts. items that can increase the quality of rings and amulets by improving specific mods. You can also find breach rings, a special base type that can have its quality improved by catalysts up to 50%. In this case, you could create a ring with around 170 life. Breach rings can become some of the strongest rings in the game, giving you some good motivation to face the demon hordes. In addition, each endgame mechanic needs to have a pinnacle endgame encounter. While killing breach monsters, you may find breach splinters. Collect enough of these and you'll be able to create a breach stone. Using a Vaal technology called the Realm Gate, you can use your breachstone to access their domain and bring the fight to them. In this twisted domain, you will find nothing but a single massive breach. Triggering it will reveal hordes of breach inhabitants. And should you be fast enough, you will be able to fight their leader, Zesht. We that are one.
We that dreamed. We
Ah, his head. Oh, he's got more than that.
fate realize truth.
This is just one of the pinnacle encounters of PoE 2. We won't be showing the rest of them, so you will have to discover them for yourself. But rest assured, this is some of the hardest content we have ever made. All these encounters have specific uniques that can only be found from them, but that's not all. We still have the progression system. Defeating Zesht will give you points to allocate into the breach section of the Atlas tree. Allocating these points will make breaches and the breach domain even harder, but will give you more rewards. The small nodes will increase the difficulty of the twisted domain, while the large nodes have more specific bonuses. For example, this node adds more clasped hands to your breaches, and adds a pack of magic monsters that can guard them. Get some more points and you can allocate Waking Nightmare, which will double the number of splinters you get from clasped hands, and inflict you with a mysterious debuff. In order to earn more points, you will need to defeat Zesht at a higher difficulty, and some rewards from Zesht can only be found by increasing the difficulty of the Twisted Domain above certain thresholds. Defeating Zesht at difficulty 4 will be a challenge indeed, but there are many more threats in Rayclast. Ritual altars are sacrificial sites built by the mysterious King in the Mists. If you encounter this symbol on the Atlas, then you know that the area contains ritual altars. Ritual altars demand tribute. Every monster you slaughter in the circle will feed the altar. After the sacrifice, touch it to begin the ritual. The monsters you just killed will be resurrected by the King of the Mist's dark magic, and you must fight to survive. The tribute you have offered to the altar can be spent to buy powerful items, but they can be expensive. To gain more tribute, you will want to find more altars. Each successive ritual you do within an area will spawn the monsters revived by the previous ones, in addition to the ones you sacrifice next to it. By the end of an area, you will be fighting a truly imposing number of foes, but will have a significant amount of tribute to spend. One of the rewards you can buy with tribute are omens. These are special items that allow for metacrafting. Crafting items that affect other crafting items.
That's pretty
Have
cool.
an item with good prefixes but bad suffixes? This omen will help you to remove the mod you don't want, while keeping the ones you do. There are a bunch more of these with different effects, but we will leave them for you to discover. Now don't forget that Ritual will also drop tablets, which can be used to specialize into getting more rituals. If you want to get to the pinnacle boss of Ritual, then you will probably want to use them. They can also be crafted to grant mods, making your rituals more rewarding. The pinnacle encounter of Ritual is the King in the Mists. Feared by the Asmeri people, he is said to have brought eternal darkness to the Wildwood. We won't show the encounter, but just like Breach, there are a range of unique items you can get for defeating him, and you will gain points in the ritual section of the Atlas tree. Some maps have been touched by insanity. A mysterious entity has taken a special interest in you.
I really like
Step
the
through
room.
the looking glass and you will find your nightmares coming to life. When you touch a mirror, the mists of delirium will spread out across the area, infecting your mind. You must stay within the mist to maintain the nightmare, which is as profitable as it is terrifying. Everything you kill will increase the rewards that drop. However, the deeper into the mist you travel, the stronger the monsters are. Be careful not to overstay your welcome. Rare and unique enemies will become vessels for terrifying demons, who will manifest out of them to unleash powerful attacks on you. The Mist also offers a strange crafting material, Distilled Emotions. By combining these emotions, you are able to instill your amulet with a notable from the passive skill tree. This is like gaining an extra passive point for free,
Annoying.
attached to
Yeah.
your gear. They are also particularly great because you don't have to traverse the tree to get them, allowing you to get off-class bonuses that would normally be much harder to get. Distilled Emotions can also be used to instill your endgame maps, applying Delirious to them and adding additional difficulty and rewards, allowing you to further juice your endgame maps. The tablets you can find from Delirium can be used to further improve it, increase pack size, make the fog dissipate slower, or improve your progress towards the pinnacle encounter of Delirium. Speaking of which, every now and then you will find simulacrum splinters. The mysterious entity will create strange encounters based on warped versions of your own memories. Monsters and simulacrums come in waves that get progressively more difficult. You will receive loot at the end of each wave, and you will have to make the decision to leave now or continue on, facing up against even tougher foes from the Mist. The bosses you will face as you get deeper into a simulacrum are truly terrifying. If you can complete a simulacrum, you will gain points for the Delirium section of the Atlas skill tree. Next up, we have Expedition. Occasionally while clearing corruption, you will encounter these Kalguran settlers. The Kalgurans have discovered ancient burial sites with lost Verisium artifacts, and they want you to help dig them up with explosives. The Kalgurans have marked the locations where the relics can be found. Place explosives as best you can to dig up as many as possible. There is just one problem. Corruption has brought the corpses of their ancestors to life, so you might have to do a little cleanup before you can reclaim the artifacts. You can also find remnants, the destruction of which will further anger the restless dead. Each one you blow up will make the subsequent monsters more powerful, but also more rewarding. Danig, Rog, Tujin, and Gwenin will exchange the artifacts for useful items and runic magic. You can also find tablets to increase the number of expeditions and the rewards. This one increases the radius of explosives, while this one increases the number of remnants you will find. Eventually, you might discover a logbook. These are special maps full of buried treasure and relics, essentially one giant dig site. Here you can create an extremely long chain of explosives and go through a very high number of remnants. But be careful, many remnants have mods that can really brick your build, so you will probably want to avoid these ones. If you add too many remnants, you could easily make the encounter harder than you can handle. There are all sorts of interesting things buried under the ground in logbooks. You might find dripping caves and hidden pirate caches, but the most powerful encounter is Olroth, the ancient undead commander of the Knights of the Sun. Defeating him will grant you unique rewards, as well as points to spend in the expedition section of the Atlas tree. So those are the endgame systems on the Atlas, but we are not done yet. The trials we talked about earlier have much more content when you get to endgame 2. Just like the other endgame systems, they also have progression mechanics, unique rewards, and player power that can only be gained from them. As you get higher level coins for the Trial of the Sycamores, you will unlock more floors to explore. Each floor has its own challenging rooms and a floor boss that you will need to kill. There are 4 floors in total, leading to another pinnacle boss at the end of the last floor, which can only be accessed at endgame. The Trial of the Sycamores is where you'll find jewels, which you can socket into your tree. These are like passives that you can craft with your currency items. They can be really powerful as they allow you to stack modifiers that may not be easily accessible on the tree normally. This jewel gives lightning damage and shock chance, for example. There are quite a few jewel sockets on the tree, so it's possible to gain a lot of power here. There are also other types of jewels that don't provide any bonuses themselves, but affect other passives surrounding them. This jewel increases the effect of small nodes and radius by 25%. With careful placement in the tree, you could get a significant amount of power from it. There are also unique jewels available with very interesting effects, but you will have to find those for yourself. In order to push further into the trial and uncover the secrets of the Maraketh, you will want to take advantage of its progression system, relics. Relics are items that can be placed in the relic altar as you start the trial. They give special bonuses that affect the trial, making it easier and increasing its rewards. Of course, you can craft these with your currency items, making them even stronger. If you can complete the entire trial overcoming all 4 floors, the final boss will reward you with one of many unique relics. These relics will be consumed when used on your next run, but can reward you with unique and powerful items. For example, this is the Last Flame. If you use it, you will have only 1 honor for the entire trial, so you will need to do a completely hitless run. The Trial of Chaos also extends into the endgame. As you gain inscribed ultimatums of higher and higher levels, the number of chambers that you can go through increases. In true Vaal style, this allows you to take even more risks for even more rewards. At endgame, you can progress through up to 10 chambers with 3 bosses on a single run. Stacking 10 tribulations on top of each other will make this a significant challenge, but it's worth it. The Trial Master will tempt you with items of the Vaal Empire, such as Vaal Orbs. Vaal Orbs are powerful crafting items that corrupt your gear with random mysterious outcomes. Corruption prevents an item from being modified further, so it has to be the last step of your craft, but it's also the most impactful one. For example, if you use one on your body armor, it might add a new powerful enchantment, or it might re-roll up to half of its modifiers. Vaal Orbs also have the ability to add a socket, allowing you to bypass the normal restriction of how many sockets an item can have. A body armor could get up to 3 sockets this way, allowing for a significant number of mods. Vaal Orbs can even modify uniques. Adding enchantments or sockets to uniques can make them incredibly powerful, but there is a good chance that you will break them as well. The Trial Master will also occasionally offer you soul cores. Originally formed by Chaos, the Vaal sought to replicate soul cores through human sacrifice rituals and blood magic to power their civilization. Soul cores are powerful socketable items, with mods that cannot be obtained from regular runes. Like all endgame content, there is of course a pinnacle boss. The final chamber will drop keys to this mysterious door. Some say this is where the Trial Master himself resides. Perhaps you are willing to take the risk to find out. Had enough yet? Because there is still just one more thing. The most difficult content in Path of Exile 2. While mapping, you might come across this fortress that has emerged from underground, surrounded by an enormous maze riddled with danger. Is the maze preventing something from getting in, or something getting out? This fortress is of ancient origin, and its construction has similarities to the towers and tablets that you have been using on your journey through the endgame. It is clear from the entrance that there are 3 keys required to enter. Local factions are vying for access to the fortress in order to seize the power they believe will be inside. Each of the faction's leaders have managed to get their hands on one of the keys, so you will need to defeat them. Each faction is led by an Uber-Act boss. You can see one of them inhabiting the city, but in order to fight him, you will first need to defeat their 2 lieutenants in the adjacent zones. Be careful. If you fail against either of the lieutenants, or to kill the leader, they will move on, and you will need to find them again. Kill all the Uber bosses and you will gain access to the fortress. We aren't going to spoil it as we can't wait to see you guys attempt it for the first time. But is there a tree you get points in after killing it? Of course there is. This is Path of Exile. There is always another tree.
So these are your challenges for PoE 2. As you can see, this project is crazy huge. Way bigger than even we expected when we started out. But how do you gain access? Well, during early access you'll need a key to get in. To thank our existing PoE supporters who have spent more than $480 US, we'll be giving you guys a key for the PC version for free. Anyone else who wants one can get one by purchasing one of the new early access supporter packs that have just been released to the store. If you just want early access to PoE 2, then you can get a key in the $30 US early access pack. The pack also comes with $30 of points to spend in the MTX store. But we also have a variety of other supporter packs filled with exclusive microtransactions, points to spend in the store, and even physical items. The cosmetics can be used right now in PoE 1 and in Path of Exile 2 when early access starts. Most of this footage has been recorded in Path of Exile 1, since that's where you can use them immediately. The Lord of Ogham supporter pack contains a cosmetic armor set befitting of the Count of Ogham himself. There is also a matching back attachment which has an alternate variant depicting the influence of corruption. Also in this pack you can find a portal formed of the rusted armor of the fallen soldiers in the Red Vale of Ogham, and the offspring of a vicious crowbell boss found in the hunting grounds. This one doesn't look so vicious though. On top of that, you'll receive the Iron Count's Zweihander to apply to your one-handed or two-handed swords. For those who are wanting to decorate your hideouts with fond memories and tales of Path of Exile's history, you will also get a series of hideout statues. This pack contains the statue of Hillock. For Path of Exile 1's closed beta, each pack contained a true New Zealand icon, the Kiwi. Following this tradition, all packs in this series will also contain a new themed Kiwi pet. The pet will loyally follow you into battle, but run away at the first sign of trouble. Become the ruler of the desert with the King of the Farad'n supporter pack. Show your mastery of traversing the sands of the Vasteri Plains. The body armor will allow you to glide along the ground with ancient sand magic. Now each armor set comes with body armor, boots, gloves, and helmet, but the boots are covered in sand. If you'd prefer to show them off, you can turn the gliding off if you want. The accompanying back attachment equips you with two powerful pillars that can control and manipulate lightning. They will periodically release their energy in a powerful blast while in town, and hover in a circle around you, arcing lightning between them, forming a barrier of energy. Replace the appearance of any bow with the Farad'n's Glory skin, or replace the appearance of a spear with the Tyranny's End spear skin. This spear skin can be applied to staves and war staves in Path of Exile 1. If you want to truly show your worth as a King of the Farad'n, then you definitely need your trusty, moving, entire city fortress known as the Dreadnought to travel across the Vasteri Plains. In Path of Exile, you can decorate your hideout however you like, and it's no exception here. It comes with a variety of thematic elements to use, or use decorations from elsewhere in the game. Additionally, you will get the Deshret's Blessing level up effect, the King of the Farad'n Kiwi pet, and last but not least, a statue depicting the Vile Oversoul from Path of Exile 1. For those who don't know how supporter packs work, each pack comes with all of the cosmetics from the previous tier, so you'll get all the items from the Lord of Ogham supporter pack as well.
I'm gonna check out my Friday with the 21 Emperor. All right, let's have a look at my I'm having a look and seeing if I got my key, you know. Um, hmm. No, there's no key in my thing. I'm gonna have to go to my junk. See if anything there's some like. Okay. Thursday. nothing recent. How about on the website? If I go to my oh, there is a button. It's like 200 something. Hold on a minute. It says I don't have the access. How about my account transactions? Supporter packs, you know, packs, first blood pack, coins, coins. This is, I don't know, 500 bucks worth maybe. I don't exactly know. 200 something. I don't know. But when I go to early access, your account does not have access to blah blah blah. So lifetime what? $480. I don't freaking know, man. Um, how much is it being like average? Do I have to look up the costs of the? Well, that kind of sucks. All right, well it doesn't matter. I'll probably just buy the 30 coin thing or whatever. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. We'll get in there. I'll definitely get in there. That looks amazing. The end game does look a little bit overwhelming to start with, but I imagine as I get through, it'll be much less daunting once you're getting it a bit. Are you trying to link something and it's preventing you? It looks like fun. It does look a bit daunting, but I mean, we'll get through it eventually. I'm not sure what to do now. I kind of want to take a break. I've been on for about 3.5 hours. I kind of want to, I don't know, soak up a bit of sun, go outside, touch some grass, come back in a couple hour or so and keep playing, have a shower and blah blah blah. I might do that. I might go clean up, then come back in like about an hour. Thanks for this. Send keys in the company. But, yeah, but at the same time, it's saying like you're not eligible. PoE 2 early access. Maybe if I. Oh, okay. So it's about divisor by 10. I don't know how much the supporter packs really are, but if I go. So that's like 25, 45. Sorry. Yeah, 45, 65, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 210, 220, 235, 235 plus first blood pack. Maybe I'm not on 450 because these are like $50 packs. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, probably just a little bit. Yeah. Let me have a look. I don't think the other packs are really purchasable anymore. So you can't like find the price for the, you know, some of them. Some of them will be like so old you can't find the price anymore. Like you can't buy them. You can buy the individual MDX, but you can't buy the, you know, the pack anymore. Yeah, they're like $50 packs. I might be just a little shy. Tea. What is that alien concoction? All right, yeah, it's probably a good idea though. Yeah. Let me just. I'm curious about. I want to buy this. Damn. It's not. I was kind of waiting for it to go on special, but I want it. I want it so bad. All right. Yeah. I'll catch you later, I suppose. I'll be back in like an hour or two, or maybe longer. Take care. Thanks for stopping by and having a chat. I appreciate it. I'll catch you later, bro.